The bottom line is finding the root causes for the stress. I know that we use stress all across, but sometimes we can't really identify what it is that stresses us out the most. Yes, it could be the job, it could be the spouse, it could be the kids, or it could be just trying to juggle all of that whilst not finding time for ourselves in the middle. Recognizing what you are feeling. And for me, that was really major because I just felt overwhelmed or burnout or something. But when I started breaking it down, that really helps just to kind of then, well, I'll say compartmentalize and then deal with one thing at a time rather than just feel the overwhelm of all the feelings at the time. And I was talking about that, remember, on one of the shows, that it's the processing process. So you are processing through that, but then recognizing what you can and what you can't control. And then looking at the triggers, looking at, is this a limiting belief? Is this a healing process? Is this someone self-projecting onto you and trying to do it? Yes, it's not easy for someone when you first start, but it is trainable. It's a trainable, I believe, for me, it was a trainable habit that I just literally stop, breathe, and analyze what is it that I'm feeling now and the moment. Sometimes all you need is just to voice whatever is going on in your head. Just get it out of the way. Journaling is an excellent way to do that. Meditation is another amazing outlet. Positive affirmations. I can't start my day without positive affirmations because I need to recondition my subconscious. If you feel you cannot open up to someone close to you, whether that's your partner or your brother or your friend, then find platforms and find outlets where you can communicate in a non-judgment space. For men and women, it's always about a non-judgment space. And I think that is one of the main barriers of why you don't want to open up and share, because then it could be held up against you. This is a major limiting belief for everyone. Sometimes you don't necessarily need someone to give you feedback. You just need a sounding board, the shoulder to cry on without, literally crying. Sometimes you just really need to vent. Share your concerns, share your fears. One of the exercises one of my business coaches told me when I was like, I've got some fears. And he's like, okay, share. What's the worst thing that can happen? It's about going to the root causes. Sometimes what you're feeling, the depression or whatever, or even just anxiety. I mean, today I felt the anxiety and the panic, and that is all because it's about safety, because it's about, being in that space. Going to the root cause of why you are feeling this and understanding what you are feeling, this helps in itself, because sometimes you don't need people to give you an action plan beyond that. You just need to get it out of your head. And then, most of the time when you communicate, when you verbalize and vocalize what's going through, you actually know the actions that you need to take. You just need to get it out of your system. And getting it out of your system is the first step for a lot of relief. And you're just kind of decreasing the pressure that's boiling up in your brain. Once you are actually clear about the emotion itself, is it anger? Is it frustration? Is it depression? Is it anxiety? Whatever it is, then it kind of becomes more clear in your mind. And then the next question would be, what's happened to make me feel that way? So it's kind of going back on an audit, whether it's 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, whatever it is that you've been feeling that time frame, and just kind of doing an audit of people you've spoken to, conversations you've had, something you've read, a message you've received, whatever it is. Just understanding where the trigger point is. And then it's then trying to process why this made me feel that way. And then acknowledging that feeling, acknowledging if there is any action that you would like to take beyond that. And if there's a phone call you need to make, if there's a journal you want to get it out and on a piece of paper, if you want to put a voice note out just to kind of just process through that, and then moving on, and then you move on. But just saying, I can't feel bad, I have to feel good, guess what? You're not going to feel good after it. But you have to allow yourself, you have to give yourself permission to process through your spectrum of emotions. You have to be gentle with yourself, but you have to identify what it is that is stressing you out, and then you can go for the root cause. If it is an time management, then you could work out through it. If it is the job, then see how it is that you can de-stress from the job if you cannot change the job. And I understand that, of course, for a lot of people, that might not be an immediate option, but it could be something they could consider down the line. Then it could be, how do I embrace some mindfulness, some meditation, some de-stressing activities through physical activity after the job. And that helps bring down my stress levels before going home, for example. Food, if you're stressed out about eating healthy all the time, then pre-planning or paying for a service, at least to get you into the mood for better food and better nourishment. These are options that you can take up. You don't have to stress out every time you reach out for that cookie. Stop buying the cookies so they're not available at home, and then start thinking you can still buy cookies. Just reach out to, there are a lot of home-based businesses now that are all about healthier options, replacing our snacks and stuff. I'm not saying you can eat the whole bag, but then if you're reaching out for that one, it is a better option in terms of the quality, not necessarily the calories. Stop fixating on the calories. It is about the quality of what you are eating. And also, more importantly, people stress out just about their weight and their looks and everything without really assessing what it is they want to go for. Are they going for an all lean muscular view? Are they going for an all sporty? Do they just want to, like for me, it's about visceral fat. I want to lose the fat around my internal organs for health purposes. It's no longer about the aesthetic. The aesthetic is a cherry on top, but it's not what I'm fixated on. So thus, I'm no longer chasing the short-term gain of, I want to look good in my swimming suit. No, I want to feel good in my body. Try to understand why you're feeling that way. Go to the root cause. What you're feeling is a symptom. What caused the feeling is the root cause, and that's where you need to address, and that's where you need to understand. If you can eliminate it altogether, then great, but if not, then how can you process through it?